Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's class, we are going to learn an important topic in accounts, that is bill of exchange. Clear? So let's start it. See, in business, many transactions take place on credit, right? In business, many transactions take place on credit. Credit means what? Means goods are sold now but payment is received later, right? So to make sure the seller receives the money on the agreed date, that a written document is used. That time a written document is used when goods are sold now but the payment is received later. That time a document is used, that is called a bill of exchange. Means this bill of exchange, it assures the seller will receives the payment later. That's it. Bill of exchange that assures that the seller will receives the payment at a later date when goods are sold on credit. Clear? That is what bill of exchange in simple words. Now let's see the definition of bill of exchange. So before that we have to learn the parties involved in a bill of exchange. How many parties are involved in a bill of exchange? There are mainly 3 parties are involved in a bill of exchange. They are drawer, drawee and payee. So first discuss about drawer. Drawer means who? The person who makes the bill, means the person who prepares the bill is called as drawer. And drawee means the person who has to pay. Means person who has to pay means the person who is going to pay the bill at a certain date. That person is called as drawee. And payee means the person who will receives the payment, means the drawer. He is going to receive the payment because he only sells the goods to the drawee. Clear? Now let's see the example. See here, A sells goods worth rupees 10,000 to B on credit for 3 months. A sells the goods. For whom? B. On credit. Means here now we have to, if they sold the goods on credit, A has to prepare the bill of exchange, because bill of exchange assures that seller will receive the payment later. Clear? Now A prepares the bill of exchange. See here, to ensure payment, A draws a bill of exchange. Means here A will prepare the bill of exchange. Means A becomes the drawer. Means the person who makes the bill. Clear? Till here it is clear, right? On B, ordering him to pay rupees 10,000. On B means B is going to pay the amount because A sold the goods to B, right? Simple. Means he becomes the drawee. B becomes the drawee. After 3 months, now B accepts the bill. Now it becomes a legal promise to pay. Now A, he is not scared about whether he is going to receive the payment or not, because the bill of exchange, it assures that the seller will receive the payment at a later date. Means now it becomes this transaction, it becomes a legal promise to pay. Right? Now payee means who? The person who will receive the payment. So in our example, payee is A or someone else. Someone else means, see, sometimes what happens, that drawer, he make the payment payable to some other person. In that case, that other person becomes the payee. Clear? So how many parties are involved in a bill of exchange? Drawer, drawee, payee. Till here it is clear, right? Now let's see the definition of bill of exchange. Definition of bill of exchange. See, according to the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881, a bill of exchange is defined as an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order signed by the maker directing a certain person to pay a certain sum of money only to, or to the order of a certain person, or to the bearer of the instrument. Clear? Now let's see the meaning of definition. So this is the definition of bill of exchange as per the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. So a bill of exchange, it is defined as an instrument in writing means a bill of exchange must be in writing. It is an order to make the payment. It is an order to make the payment that must be in writing. And containing an unconditional order means the order to make payment is unconditional. It means what? It means that the payment should not depend on any condition or event. That is what containing an unconditional order. The payment should not depend on any condition or event. Clear? Means the drawee means the person who has to pay. Drawee means the person who has to pay must pay the amount mentioned in the bill of exchange. Clear? He must pay the amount mentioned in the bill of exchange without any if or but. Without any if or but. So let's see the example. See, for unconditional order. 1 minute. Yeah. See here. Example for unconditional order. See, pay rupees 10,000 to Ravi after 3 months. After 3 months. Clear? Here payment is certain. In this example, payment is certain. No condition is attached. No condition is attached means this is a valid bill. This is a valid bill. Clear? This is the unconditional order. There is no any conditions are in this transactions or in this bill. Clear? This is an unconditional order. Now let's see the example of conditional order. Conditional order. Again, pay rupees 10,000 to Ravi. That is only after 3 months. After 3 months. Now pay rupees 10,000 to Ravi if the goods are delivered safely. Pay rupees 10,000 to Ravi after 3 months only if the goods are delivered safely. See, this is the condition here. Only when the goods are delivered safely. So this is the condition. Means this is the conditional order and it is not a valid bill. Not a valid bill. So our bill of exchange should be unconditional order. Unconditional order. So this is conditional order. Why? Because your payment depends on something happening in the future. So it is not a valid bill of exchange. So our bill of exchange should be always in unconditional order. Clear? I hope this is clear to you all. Now see, it is an instrument in writing means bill of exchange that must be in writing and containing an unconditional order means the order to make the payment is unconditional. Means the payment to make the order is unconditional. And next one, signed by the maker. Means the maker of the bill of exchange must sign it. Signed by the maker means the person who makes the bill means drawer. See here. Drawer, the person who makes the bill. The person who makes the bill means signed by the maker means the person who makes the bill. That person, the maker of the bill of exchange must sign it. Clear? Directing a certain person to pay a certain sum of money only. means the payment to be made must be certain. Means it means that the amount of money written in the bill of exchange must be fixed and clearly mentioned. It should not be uncertain or dependent on any condition. That is directing a certain person to pay a certain sum of money only to. Means the money mentioned in the bill of exchange should be certain or fixed. Clear? Or to the order of a certain person or to the bearer of the instrument. Clear? Or to the order of a certain person means payment will be made to a specific person or to anyone whom that person allows. Means here pay means the person who will receives the payment or someone else. Clear? Or to the bearer of the instrument or to the bearer of the instrument. It means what? It means the person who is in possession of the bill. Means that is the person who holds it at the time of payment. Bearer of the instrument means the person who holds the bill of exchange at the time of payment. Means let's say in a bill of exchange it is written as pay rupees 10,000 to the bearer. Pay rupees 10,000 to bearer. Clear? It means what? This means the person who physically holds the bill. Bearer means person who physically holds the bill. Clear? Whether it is A, B or C. Clear? The person who holds it at the time of payment, person who physically holds the bill, he is called as bearer of the instrument. He can be A or a B or C. Okay? They can present it to the drawee, means the person who has to pay and they have to collect the payment. That's it. That is the bearer of the instrument. Person who holds the bill of exchange at the time of making the payment. That person, they have to present it to the drawee and after that they need to collect the payment. That person collect the payment. Clear? Here in this case the drawee does not need to check the name, payment name. Means here the drawee does not need to check the name of the person who is going to receive the amount. Payment is made to the person holding the bill. That's it. He will, means the drawee, he will make the payment to the person who holds the bill of exchange. Clear? He need not to check the name. Just who holds the bill of exchange. For that person, he is going to make the payment. That's it. That is the job of the drawee. That's it. When only in the case of bearer of the instrument. Otherwise, the drawer, he only going to receives the payment. Clear? So this is what bill of exchange. Clear? Bill of exchange means what? It is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order signed by the maker directing a certain person to pay a certain sum of money only to or to the order of a certain person or to the bearer of the instrument. Clear? Now when we will use the bill of exchange? When goods are sold on credit. Because this bill of exchange that will give, that assures that the seller will receive the payment at a later date. Clear? That's why bill of exchange is very important in cases when business goods sold the goods on credit. Means this bill of exchange, it will give the assurance that business is going to receive the payment at a later date. At a later date. Clear? Means it is a legal promise to pay the amount. Clear? So I hope this bill of exchange, this topic is clear to you all. In the next class, we will continue this topic. Clear? Till here it is clear, right? If you have any doubts, please leave a comment. Thank you.